there, fellow bass players around the world. If you've enjoyed these lessons, please subscribe, and if you'd like to take private lessons with me, visit stevekonbass.com and shoot me an email. Now for lesson number 6, today I'm going to show you how to play with a muted thumb technique, and that sounds something like this. Now you might ask yourself, why would you want to play with a muted thumb technique? And the answer to that is it just offers you another approach you could take when playing a piece of music. When you're playing a song, you want to try to capture the essence of the song, and you want to get the feel and sound of what the bass player is doing. Now, in the course of the night when I'm gigging, most of the time I'm playing with my fingers, but there will be certain songs I use a pick on, and there are certain songs I would use the muted thumb technique with. Now, when you're playing with the thumb, it gives the bass more of a thump sound. It takes away the presence and the brightness a little bit. I won't say that it sounds like an upright bass, but it gives the impression of an upright bass. And if I were to play a song like, let's say, Stand By Me with my fingers, it would sound something like this. Nothing wrong with that, but it sounds a little bright. And if I'm in a laid-back setting and I want to capture that upright bass sound, I'll use my thumb and it'll sound something like this. So it's not as present and it's not as bright. Now, while we're on the subject of talking about approaches you could take, let me go to the opposite end of the spectrum and show you a song like Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses. If I were to play using my fingers, it would sound something like this. Nothing wrong with that, but the bass player for Guns N' Roses uses a pick, and his bass playing is kind of bright, so it would sound something like this. Probably add a little chorus on that to make it sound more like his playing. So in a nutshell, this just offers you another technique you could use when approaching playing a piece of music. Now before we dig into the lesson, let's tune up. Here's an A, here's a D, here's a G, and here's an E. To get started using the muted thumb technique, we have to get your hand in the right position. So if you notice, my hand is resting across all the strings, and that's what deadens the strings and gives the bass that thump sound. Now if I hold my hand up, it looks like I'm holding a cup, or it looks like a C shape. If you're looking at your own hand when you hold it up, it's going to look like a backwards C, and you're just going to come down and rest it across the strings, your pinky and the side of your palm. You're going to rest it right in front of the bridge across all the strings. Now, when you pluck using your thumb, and the mute is what lessens the presence of the bass and gives it more of that thumpy thud. Now what we're going to do for starters is we're going to practice that thumb technique using the A major scale, and that's A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, and A. We'll do that a couple of times, and then we're going to move over to this bass line over here. Now if you watched the first video I did, I talked about popular chord progressions that a lot of popular songs use. And in this case we're using a 1-2-2-1. It's a very standard progression, and when you get done playing this bass line, you'll be able to play two very popular songs, one of them being Tennessee Whiskey, the other song is I'd Rather Go Blind. So as soon as you learn how to play this, you can go check those two videos out on YouTube and you can play those songs. So let's dig into the bass lesson right now. Okay, so here is the A major scale. You're on the 5th fret right here, on the E string right here. So it's A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, and A. So let's get your hand positioned correctly, right across the strings, dead in those strings. And let's play the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back down. Let's go up again. Back down. Fairly simple, right? And it has a nice thud to it. Kind of sounds like an upright bass. So practice that a couple of times, and now let's move over to this exercise right over here. Okay, I had mentioned we're playing a 1-2-2-1 progression. Very popular progression. And if you watch the first video, we number the notes in the major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we're playing 1, 2, 2, 1. And what this means is the guitar player is going to be playing A major and B minor. And that's what we'll be working over. Okay, before I show you how to play it, I want you to hear it, so I'm going to play a couple of measures. Okay, let's take a real quick look at the bass line and how we're going to count it. We're in 4/4 time, so it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, now the first line we're going to play, it's going to be A, E, A, F sharp, E, F sharp. Now real quick, these notes are here to make sure you're playing the right notes. And I know as a beginner, you're going to be concentrating, making sure you get the right notes. But in time, your fingers are just going to know where to go, and you're not going to be thinking about the notes. When I'm doing a gig, there is not one point in the night that I think I'm playing an A, an F sharp, or an E. My fingers just know where to go and the patterns that I'm playing. So as we're playing, make sure you're playing the right notes, but recognize the finger patterns. Okay? So for the first line, we're going to play A, E, A, F sharp, E, F sharp. So A, E, A, F sharp, E, F sharp. Okay? And the way we're going to count it is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I'll do it again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then when we get back to the 1, we're going to be on the B over here. So let me play that for you real quick. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So when we're back on the 1, we're on the B. Now, when I grab that B, I'm going to grab it with my pinky. And then when I play this line, I'm going to shift my left hand over here. But don't forget, we're working on that muted thumb technique, so concentrate on that as well. Keep the strings muted so you get that thud. Now, the second line, the second measure, is B, F sharp, B, A, F sharp, A. So that's going to be B, F sharp, B, A, F sharp, A. So that's going to be counted 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that'll sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So let me play measures 1 and 2 for you together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That brings us up to measure 3. We're still on the 2 chord over here, the B minor. So we're playing the same line. B, F sharp, B, A, F sharp, A. B, F sharp, B, A, F sharp, A. And when we move to the 4th measure right here, when we come back in on the 1, we're going to grab the A here. So we're just going to be moving our hand back down, our left hand. So let me play 1, 2, and 3 for you together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Here's the 1 right there. 1. That's when we bring our left hand back down. Alright, so when we get to this 4th measure, it's going to be a tiny little bit of a difference because we have a little turnaround over here. And the turnaround is just bringing us back to the top. Okay, so we're going to count this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1. So 4 and a 1. Alright, it's going to sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1. Play it again for you. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1. Okay, so it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1. We're having this open E and play this G sharp and then the A. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1. Okay, once again like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1. So it's open E, taking my index finger, G sharp, sliding it up to the A. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1. And then we're back at the top. Okay? So let's play the whole thing together now with bass and some drums and some guitar. And let's see if we can get through it. You're going to get a 4 count and then we'll start. And don't forget, use that muted thumb technique and make sure it's nice and thumpy. Okay, here we go. I hope you enjoyed learning how to play using the muted thumb technique. Don't forget, check those 2 songs out I told you about. Chris Stapleton, Tennessee Whiskey, and Etta James, I Would Rather Go Blind. Everything I taught you right here, you can play those 2 songs tonight. That's it for me for now. As always, please subscribe and happy bass playing. I'll catch you next time.